again. Hi, it's Tracy. This is day 13 of 31 Days of Tarot with Ethemy. I sort of been struggling with this question. What was your best, worst memory for 2017? Or was there a message or something that you kept on getting? I don't think there was a really current theme, really. But there was one memorable moment, and it really wasn't a best or worst one. It was just a very impactful one, I should say, and it was from The Keepers of the Light by Kyle Gray. So it's an oracle deck, and he has lots of archetypes. So I've had this deck. This is one of my first decks that I bought. But the one card that brought me to my knees, and I mean literally brought me to my knees, was this one. I'm just getting chills. I can still feel it now. Yeah, it certainly brings up quite a lot of emotions, this card. I mean, it says on here, the voice of truth. So Joan of Arc, the voice of truth, stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution and speak your truth. And as I had said to you before, that this is one of my is one of the things that I want to work on this year, to achieve, to strengthen, is my expression, my voice, and putting it out there. That's why I decided to do 31 Days of Tarot. But this card, it's almost feel like I could feel this oppression. Lots of stuff from my childhood, not being able to say what I wanted to say, wasn't really allowed to express myself, and there wasn't really many people that was around to talk to either, or that understood. So that card, I sort of felt with the sword that she's holding, she's got a sword there, and she's wearing armor. So she's protecting herself from the hurtfulness of how people communicate with each other. And it also is a very good visual reminder that the peace lilies as well, is that when we do speak, it doesn't need to be hurtful or anything like that. I know it all depends on what kind of situation you're in, but I think as a general message to be aware of the energy when we're communicating with each other. It's something I'm definitely learning as things are going along. Yeah, I just felt like it just moved a lot for me, that moment where I was kneeling down in this room, actually just crying, just letting it all out. It was like that sword was just cutting away all that old stuff, that old energy I just didn't need to have anymore, as I did as a child, and I don't need to have that with me anymore. I just don't. So that was question 13. And a deck that surprised you. I'm just reading the questions on the side there. Now, I saw this deck from Samantha Menzo on her YouTube channel, and I fell in love with it because the review that she did was just so sweet, talking about her childhood and how she connected with the deck. So it is Healing with the Fairies. So it's an oracle deck by Doreen Virtue, and I found it really surprising, just unassuming. I'd probably say it's sort of like a hug deck, but there's a little bit of ones in there that sort of go, oh, okay. I reckon it's more of a self-aware, can't get my words out, self-care, soothing, lots of getting you out into nature, a loving deck. I mean, when you look at the colours there, that seems like a real throat chakra kind of one, and just to let all that stuff go. So I really enjoyed this deck. I found it quite a surprising little one. And I love the fact that, you know, happily ever after doesn't necessarily mean has to be with a gorgeous, handsome, sexy man. It could be yourself. I mean, it would be nice, but there's lots of different ways that happily ever after can look. And yeah, I think that's a really good message, just to be happy with who you are and being real and authentic. Okay, so we're going to go on to question 14, which is share your favourite divination tool. I guess myself. I'd say that would be me. I mean, without me, I couldn't read these kinds of tools. Apart from that as well, there'd be crystals. Crystals is one of the ones that I seriously resonate with and vibe with on a big factor. I went to a masseuse here in town, and she was saying, you know, as far as using your body goes, you can ask yourself, like kinesiology, you can ask yourself questions as to, you know, what is right, what you feel is right. You can ask your body, your intuition, questions, you know, on what you need. And I was talking to her about some medical issues, and she said, well, you can, you know, we can do that right now, and you can ask your body the questions if you need that or don't, you know. So you're sort of stripping away all that anxiety. And the question came through really clear that I didn't need what I thought that I needed to be more healthy. So when you're tuning into yourself, because I meditate every day, I have really strengthened that side of myself. So I guess here, myself and crystals. Oh, and one more, runes. I got some rune stones that I got given, which I would like to use more of. Okay. Question 15. Do you have a deck for personal use? Well, they're all for my personal use. I mean, if someone wants to come around and choose a deck that they want to use, I would certainly say yes. But there's not one in particular that is just for me. And question 16, do you read reversals? Why or why not? Yes, I read reversals. I think it's that saying, as above, so below. I don't know how you would read without them. I don't know. Sometimes it does take a little bit longer to decipher, But just to sit with it for a bit and just sort of think, you know, what is the opposite of, you know, because there's this one here. This is a card that I got today. So the 5 of Arrows. And, you know, she could seriously be sharing some of her food, but that poor fella and, you know, the people behind him are getting nothing. So if there was a reversal, then I guess it would be saying the opposite of that. Quite possibly. Or there would be enough to share for everybody. Because she's certainly enjoying herself there. Yes. And that's it. So that's questions 13, 14 and 15 of 31 Days of Tarot. 13, 14, 15 and 16, sorry, of 31 Days of Tarot. And we shall see you in the next one, which is pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that one.